Am I audible at the end? So thanks, Caroline, for inviting me for this, and it's a privilege to be speaking to all of you. I mean, as Masha said, that she's not an expert on philanthropy, neither am I. Particularly because in India, philanthropy, CSR, traditional giving, there's a huge overlap, and there are different understandings where the definitions start and end is very difficult to say. And these terms are used quite interchangeably in our context. We have individuals giving small donations. We have high net worth individuals giving to the social development sector. We have companies doing the philanthropy. We have companies giving from their CSR budget. So all of that is sort of seen in a sort of a mixed space. But a lot of these resources are going towards supporting the social and development agenda in the country. We have certain challenges in the changing global context related to aid globally. But at the same time, lots of opportunities are also emerging within India to support the social development issues. I mean, as you would know, India's statistics, while we have made huge progress on many development indicators, but still a lot of challenges remain in front of us. 50% of our kids are malnourished. There's a huge maternal malnourishment in the country. Education sector gaps are pretty huge. So there's a huge challenge. Government is doing its own bit. There are certain things working there, but there are also system failures there, which have resulted into these gaps. Besides the government, there are socio-economic realities in the country, traditional as well as new, which have resulted in the gaps, development gaps in the country. So I mean, there are views that richer are getting richer, poor are getting poorer, as we would also hear from many other countries across the globe, in many of the other developing countries. So that's the context in which we are operating. We had significant international development aid flowing into India until a few years ago. Some is still coming in, but a lot of it has dried up for various reasons. I mean, the global economic recession, as I understand, is one reason. The giving fatigue in giving. Certain other priority countries, Afghanistan, certain countries in Africa are attracting more donations, and also quite rightly, people are saying India's rich should be giving for India's own development. So there is a very strong point there as well. So there has been a substantial withdrawal of funding globally. I mean, DFID will be sort of withdrawing in a few years' time. It has been in the process of reducing. Similarly, a lot of others are also going out of India. Bilaterals, the bilateral aid agencies, many of them sort of left the country a few years ago, or are in the withdrawal sort of situation. At the same time, while we had this aid, there were also examples of the high net worth individuals within India and the companies within India giving quite significantly to the sector for decades. I mean, Tata's is one example where they have been giving very, very significantly. I mean, a huge portion of their annual profit goes into supporting the poverty-related and development-related issues. We have the religious giving has been very, very strong in India. I mean, you will see lots of huge heritage spots across the country, temples, etc. all came out of that came out of that giving spirit for the community, though for a particular cause. That trend is sort of very slowly, but there is a shift there. as we see increasing interest amongst the young people to be giving. So we have very high sort of increase in the payroll giving sector. People are sort of giving a part of their salary on a regular basis and in other ways as well besides the salary. We also see a lot of interest of the high net worth individuals to give in the sector. Companies are taking a lot of interest. So things are sort of changing. We are in a transition phase, and as a result of this change happening in the country, we are also sort of seeing a change in the way development issues are tackled. There are positives as well as negatives. I mean, while we see on one hand increased engagement of individuals who are donating, which was not there when funding came from sources outside the country. So, but there is now engagement. People, when they give, they want to know what's happening. They are interested in those. Am I doing all right on time?
Yes, you know, so we should.
Okay, so that is one thing that's happening, where people are sort of taking interest in giving much more than and in knowing what's going on at the grassroots level. Similar story for people who want to make big donations to the sector. So that change is quite positive, though the giving has sort of reduced compared to traditionally what the sector was receiving. And as Masha said, I mean, there are issues around NGO transparency and accountability. I mean, we really need to have greater focus on that. Government also needs to sort of step into that arena to provide some sort of sector regulations, which would help broadly. There are a couple of other points that I wanted to sort of cover here. One is, I mean, a very significant change in the country on the new companies bill that has just come up, which mandates it for the public sector unit. These are the businesses owned by the government, to give 2% of their post-tax profit to development sector as part of their CSR. Now that CSR is defined not exactly as we would understand, you know, globally the company's social responsibility, but it's more about giving to the development sector. So 2% is quite significant. Now there are huge sort of estimates, variation in estimates on what that 2% actually means in terms of real money, but it sort of runs into billions of dollars for the sector. And a bill is pending in the parliament at the moment on for having a similar sort of legislation in place for the private sector as well. So we hope to see a significant growth in giving by a range of contributors in the next decade or so. A challenge for us would be how to put in place systems where we can use this new resource in an effective manner for achieving greater equity in the country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.